Now, first off, ladies, we're going to need to take the heel over there. So I want two platoons over there, one over here, one in behind to watch my back, and two out front. What is this? Is this some kind of like battleship game? You really think it operates like that? No. You don't do all of that bullshit that you guys do. That's that G.I. Joe stuff that's, well, got the planet all fucked up. Got everybody all messed up in the head, thinking that they want to constantly fight. But you do know, the more you fight, the more, well, you end up killing yourself in the process. So it's kind of a messed up assumption that, well, everybody wants to live a long, nice, quiet, peaceful life. But then on the flip side, you also want to fight. The two things cannot mutually be agreed upon. It's sort of kind of really ridiculous. And women instinctively have that biological feature to know those things. And wouldn't you know, you don't listen to women. So I was doing a little joke to begin the show by saying, that's how men listen. Just do this, do that, do this, do that. No questioning, no critical analysis. No, they like to say that they use their logic. But have we seen any logic of late? I mean, how logical is it to build a nuclear power plant next to a fracking rig? Literally, there is nuclear waste that can seep from the ground when you're fracking and putting a hole in the ground. Now, I don't have any PhD in molecular biological science and radiation or anything like that. I just think that it's a bad idea to continue to drill through the core of the planet Earth, and we'll keep getting the blood of the Earth, which is oil, from its core. Eventually, like, the Earth is not gonna, well, you can't do it. It's really dumb. Anyway, every other species knows that, well, what they can and cannot do. But men, because they love money more than anything else, white off planet is also fucked up. Yeah, there's no stopping it. So, yeah. So this is part two, and we were talking about strategy. There is really no leadership or strategy. There never has been in, well, a women's awakening. You can say the suffragette movement was part of that. Well, we'll roll with that. The problem with the suffragette movement was, well, it wasn't all women. And it didn't have a, well, wide lens and frame to it. It was very narrow. Yes, certain people came along and tried to extend the lens. But, well, they didn't do a good job. And, well, you can't blame them for that. You know, this is the thing, folks. It's, well, it's strategy. It all comes down to strategy. And, well, I think actually women have a better strategy this time around. And that's no strategy at all. You know, you can plan for all the events you want. But if a hurricane comes, what good is your planning? The hurricane just came. Now you gotta clean up behind the hurricane. Do you know that Hurricane Maria happened in Puerto Rico back in 2016, 2017? And Hurricane Maria, the damage here in Puerto Rico, on American territory, hasn't been close to being repaired. That happened almost 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Puerto Rico was quite devastated by Hurricane Maria. They haven't done any repairs. Now, can you think of all the things that happened in 4 years for you, and to tell me why they couldn't have repaired Puerto Rico? I mean, there's not that many people living in Puerto Rico, and it's a territory. You know, that kind of sloppy mismanagement, there's reasons for it. And, well, you can't say that it's the matriarch. You can't say, well, it is some feminist agenda that did that. No, that's all totally male governments. And well, you can say, oh, the governor in Puerto Rico, she was a female. And the mayor, she was this. You can say all of those excuses. But well, if you're in charge of the big dog, are you going to blame the little dog for messing up? Or is it the big dog's responsibility to make sure that the little dog doesn't mess up? You know, blame, blame, blame is all that men are doing nowadays. Blaming women for, well, the moral degradation of society when they themselves are the willing participants to indulge. You know, the constant violence against women, just like, well, the constant violence against Mother Nature. And then, well, being shocked and surprised and in awe when Mother Nature rebels. You know, this is a women's awakening. Not just for the physical woman as a creature, but for Mother Nature herself. This is a physical awakening, as well as, well, a mental awakening. And maybe even more than that. Could be, well, mysterious in nature. It could involve, like, witches and, well, sorcery and all kinds of other, well, weird and spooky things. No one knows. No one knows. But what we do know is this is looking like a women's awakening.